Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 9, The Most Confidential Knowledge. Krishna is going to continue to explain about his glory, thus revealing the secret of all secrets, which is not easily available even with experimentation using our blunt material senses, our intelligence, or even through performing austerities, charity, all kinds of rituals. We can only know about God or understand Him when He wants to reveal Himself to us, and that is the Bhagavad Gita. Here is God revealing the truth about Himself, because unless He reveals it, how can we know Him? And unless we know Him, how can we be delivered from the miseries of material existence? We'll go on suffering. He is the only one who can give us relief. So text number 10 onwards. Maya dhyakshen prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetu nanen konteya jagat vipari vartate. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings, under its rule this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So this whole material creation is running under Krishna's direction. Nobody else has made that claim. You can go through all the scriptures. So we have no other way or no other option than to believe that Krishna is that supreme personality, the supreme truth which the scriptures talk about, or which many saints in the past have spoken about. And there should be no envy about it. We can't apply logic here. How can you say Krishna is the supreme? Because the scriptures say so. He himself says so. So the sages have said this. Therefore, knowledge about God must come from scriptures. And you read the scriptures, you will come to the same conclusion. And here he is speaking about himself. Why should he fake it if he is not the Supreme Lord? So even though he is the Supreme Lord, Krishna says, those who are less intelligent, the fools. Text 11. Avajananti ma mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. So whenever Krishna appears in this world, he acts like a human being. He has family, he eats, he sleeps, he enjoys, he chills. Sometimes even he seems to be committing some mistake, apparently, which are not mistakes. That's our vision that has that mistake. God is all perfect. So those who are fools, they misunderstand the Lord. They consider him to be ordinary, and only when we consider him to be ordinary do we find faults in him. So we have to be somehow very careful about this mentality, because every time we say something about God which is not bona fide, we get huge karma into our karmic bank account, and we'll have to pay for it. Just like if you abuse even an ordinary head of a state, there is going to be some punishment. So when we deny God's existence or use words like he's formless, he did this mistake, he is not getting affected, but we are definitely implicating ourselves more and more in the laws of karma. So we should be, even if you're not glorifying him, at least don't speak bad things about him, and that way you are protected. So fools think that Krishna is ordinary like us. And what happens to such people who commit offenses against God? Moghasha mogha karmano mogha jnana vichetasah rakshashim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritaha. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. So if we knowingly unknowingly commit offense against God, then naturally will develop demonic and atheistic views. In that, as a result of karma, in that deluded condition, what happens? Their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. That means all misfortune arises in our life. So let us be careful. If we can't speak good things about God, at least not be a part of the bad things or the party that spreads bad. If you don't know anything, learn from a proper bona fide representative of God. But don't just start spreading things because we have heard something or read something on social media. Verify the information before we open our mouth. Otherwise, every word that we speak, every action that we perform, we are held accountable for that. Have an attitude of respect towards God and see the blessing that comes into your life. You may not know Him, but you can then offer a prayer from that level. My dear Lord, I don't know who you are, whether you exist or not. So if you are there, please help me reach out to you, reach you, attain your lotus feet, see you, attain your grace, like that. And He will make all the arrangements. But offenses, denial, that is not acceptable. So Krishna says, but there is another category of people who believe in me. He says they are special. Mahatmanus tumam partha devim prakritim ashritaha bhajanti ananya manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of a divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. First he spoke about the fools, the atheists, those who offend Him, those who commit offenses at His lotus feet, those who have no faith in, those who consider Him to be ordinary. But there is another class of people, the class of devotees. Krishna says they are supremely special and they are under the protection of my divine nature. Which is the divine nature? Devim Prakritim, that is Srimati Radharani. All the devotees of Krishna are personally under the protection of Sri Radharani, and they are fully engaged in devotional service. Why? Because they know who Krishna is and who we are in relation to Him and what is our duty towards Him. What are their symptoms? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, and these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. They are 24/7 engaged in the Lord's service. He is their goal. Such are great souls. And if we come across such great souls, we must try and seek their blessings. And how do we get their blessings? By pleasing them. How do we please them? By serving them according to their heart's desire. Text 15. Then there are other kinds of worshippers. Krishna says who consider this universe to be God. They are low category of worshippers. Universe is not God. Universe is one of the energies of God. Universe is like a machine. A machine cannot run on its own. Others, he says, Jnana yagyena chapyanne yajanto mamupasate ekatvena prithaktvena bahudha vishwato mukham. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many, and in the universal form. So three things are being spoken about here. Three types of worshippers are being explained. There are others, there are devotees who know Krishna's supreme position and engage in His devotional service lovingly. There are people who engage in the cultivation of knowledge, engage in sacrifice by considering Him to be Supreme Brahman or a formless aspect. Some people worship or consider that all the devatas are one, you worship anyone and you lead to the same destination. And some people worship the Lord in the universe as the universal form. No, universe is not running on its own. There is a brain behind it, that is God's brain. It has become a very, very fashionable nowadays to say, oh, I thank the universe provides, the universe arranges, you send good vibe, the universe. Why are you glorifying the machine and not the owner of the machine? What kind of envy is this? Suppose you need a washing machine for some time and you take it, and then in the end you start, oh, what a wonderful washing machine, I thank the washing machine for washing my clothes nicely, this thing. But you don't pay any attention or express any gratitude to the person who owns that washing machine, who gave it to you. That's pure envy. So universe, no, we can't say, I thank the universe. How is the universe? Universe is a machine, dead matter, it's made of matter. But give credit to the owner of the machine. Oh, I thank the Lord, I thank God. What is the big deal in saying this? God is a person, and the person is running this machine. Universe is just a facility that is created for us. We are just glorifying the facility, but not the facilitator. That's absolute lack of gratitude, ingratitude, that is. And that's a big, big sin. In fact, it is the biggest sin to not thank somebody who has done something for us. There is an atonement mentioned in the scriptures for every type of sin, but there is no atonement mentioned for somebody who has committed the sin of ingratitude. It is such a big sin, serious. Krishna now continues to glorify his connection with this universe and how he's permeated throughout the universe through his energies. He says, text number 16, Aham kratur aham yagyah swadhaham aham aushadham mantroham aham evagyam aham agnir aham hutam. But it is I who am the ritual, the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I am the butter and the fire and the offering. Even the rituals, all that being performed by people or recommended that the humans perform. Krishna says, I am that. I am manifesting my energy through these. And that's how they are able to reward you with something that you are working for. Pitahamasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara riksama yajurevacha. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Sam and the Yajurvedas. So Krishna is not literally saying he is all of this. So you start worshipping the mother, you start worshipping the grandsire, you start worshipping the universe, you start worshipping Om, you start worshipping the Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda. No, he's saying these things that Krishna has mentioned, they are glorious. They have special significance. He says their significance, their glory is because of me. That's what Krishna is trying to explain here. They can't exist on their own. All the glory in this world comes because of me. Text 18, Gatir Bharata Prabhu Sakshi. And that is true for all the other things that Krishna is talking about here. He's not these things literally, but his energy, his power is manifesting through these things. So whenever we come across these things, we can immediately remember Krishna. Oh, how wonderfully Krishna's mercy, Krishna's glory, Krishna's beauty is manifested in this universe through these things. So these are simply meant to serve as an impetus for us to remember Krishna, which is the goal of life. To always remember him, never forget him. There are many, many rules and regulations explained in the scriptures that we all must follow to elevate ourselves to the highest platform of spiritual perfection. But it is said there are two rules which are the kings of all other rules, and if you follow those, all other rules are automatically followed. They follow these two rules like the servants follow the master, the king. What are these two rules? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Essentially, it is the same rule. So the goal of all our rituals, all our scriptural study, all our travel to holy places, all our satsangs, all our chanting, all our deity worship, all our charity, all type of dharma is to come to a point or to realize or to come to that realization that we have to remember Krishna, or actually come to that stage where we can. So all these are meant to help us come to that stage where we cannot forget him even for a moment. They're all meant to help us remember him always. And therefore Krishna is going into great detail explaining his connection with each and everything of this world. So we should understand there is nothing separate from Krishna. It is our vision. When we forget that, then we come under the laws of karma. We are entangled in the complexities of this world. But Krishna is going into great detail explaining his connection with everything in this world, so that whenever we look at these things, come across these things, we can immediately remember him. So he's giving us a wonderful chance. Text 19. Tapami aham varsham nigrahanami utsrijami cha amritam cheva mrityuscha sad asachaham Arjuna. O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold and send forth the rain. Look at him, what he's explaining. I am immortality and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. Nothing is separate from him. Text 20. Traividya mam somapaha puta papa yagyer ishtva swargatim prarthayante te punyam asadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divideva bhogan. Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice seeking the heavenly planets worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planets of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. Now, from this verse onwards, Krishna is going to talk about something about the demigods and how all paths do not lead to the same goal. Rather, depending on which path we take, we have a different destination. So it starts from text number 20. So there are people, even though Krishna is the supreme, but then there are people who are not on that level. They have too many material desires. So those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice seeking the heavenly planets worship me indirectly. So some people worship Devatas because they are all interested in fulfillment of material desires, and Devatas are empowered representatives of Krishna who can fulfill their necessities. So people worship them and even worship them to seek entrance into heavenly planets for superior enjoyment. So Krishna says, even though they are worshipping the Devatas, they are worshipping me only indirectly. Why? Because all their powers are coming from me, and they cannot award you anything unless I sanction it. And they are coming from me. They are my servants. When you are serving a particular boss who has a boss above him, so you are actually serving the main boss who owns that company, not this person. So, but it is indirect worship. It doesn't lead you to the same destination, but their powers and benedictions come from Krishna. And these people, when they go to these heavenly planets, they enjoy heavenly delights. But what happens since they have not worshipped Krishna? Tetam bhuktva swarga lokam vishalam kshine punyamarti lokam vishanti evam trayi dharmam manu prapanna gata gatam kama kama labhante. When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. That even if you perform worship of the Devatas perfectly, at max you can go to heavenly planets. But again, once the stock of pious credits gets over, you have to return to this repeated world of repeated birth and death and keep suffering. So if you have to put in effort, then put it in the right place. Worship Krishna, and Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in the next verse, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam bahamyaham. So the Devatas, devotees, they go to them, but they have to again take birth in this material world. Repeated birth and death continues. The miseries continue. And their credits get destroyed in due course of time as they enjoy more. They are over. Just like the more we spend from a bank account, the more we are losing money. So that is the pious credits. That is the worship of the Devatas. The more you enjoy, the more your pious credits get exhausted. But Krishna says, those who worship me with exclusive devotion, what happens to them? Meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. A beautiful promise Krishna has made, so hope-giving, that if we give our life to his service, if we worship him, make him the goal of our life, the object of our thoughts, words and actions, make him the center of our universe, our life, then Krishna says to such people, I carry what they lack and I protect what they already have. So he becomes the order carrier for such a devotee, and he also becomes the ultimate protector. So we come under Krishna's protection, and when Krishna is there, who can defeat us? Who can harm us? In the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna was guiding Arjuna's chariot. So who could harm Arjuna or the Pandavas? Krishna is in front. So in one sense, Krishna was telling the enemies, before you approach Arjuna, you have to go through me. And who can defeat Arjuna? So we should never shy away from, or we should never be complacent from taking Krishna's shelter or devotional service seriously. We will only gain. We will only lose bondage, frustration and suffering. Please take this process seriously. And the primary spiritual practice is chant his names, and he is not going anywhere leaving you. He will always be by your side. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You can chant fixed number of rounds. 108 is one round every day. Make it a daily routine. Continue doing this. And if you can give exclusive attention to this one activity, chanting of Krishna's names, all success will be yours. And you will be able to handle life's challenges in a much more dignified way. You will not be affected by them. Krishna will protect you. Krishna will take care of you. So Krishna says, those who worship me, they come to me. But when it comes to the other devatas, he says, Yapi anya devata bhakta yajante shadayanvita teapi mameva kaunteya yajanti avidhipurvakam. But those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kumti, but they do so in a wrong way. So they are actually worshipping me only, but they don't know, because all their powers, the devatas, they are my representatives, my agents. So they are worshipping them, denying me, but indirectly it's my worship, but it is wrong, because they are not understanding my position. They're just like bribing the government officials without recognizing the authority of the chief minister, like that. So we cannot just seek help from the devatas and deny their master. So it's a wrong worship, although it is because their powers come from him, their sanctions come from Krishna. So when we worship the devatas, we are actually performing Krishna's worship in a wrong way. So instead, directly worship him, and then you need not go through any other personality. So it is like you're taking the benefits, but you don't want to be grateful or thankful to the person who is actually giving you those benefits. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tattvenataschavanti te. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. So those who don't understand my authority, my supreme nature, they fall down. And on text number 25, Krishna clearly states that that all paths do not lead to same goal. He answers this once and for all. Yanti deva vrata devan pitrin yanti pitri vrataha bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajno pimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods, devatas. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship the ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. It's very simple. He's making it very clear. We can go on saying whatever we want to in order to avoid taking spiritual life seriously. Oh, whoever you worship, it's the same thing. That's rubbish. Then why do you not apply the same logic when you are choosing a particular school for your child? Oh, all schools are same. Put him in any school. Oh, all restaurants are same. You can go to any restaurant for dinner. Let's go anywhere. Oh, all holiday destinations are same. So why not just go anywhere? It's the same. But there we have very special planning done when it comes to this path, because we don't want to be serious about spiritual life. We don't want to come out of our comfort zone. Oh no, I'm doing this, and after all are same. How can all be same? All paths do not lead to same goal. If you worship Krishna, you get liberated, you go to him. If you worship devatas, you go to them, but you again fall down into this material world, because they themselves are temporary. The benefits that they provide are also temporary. So if you have to work hard, why not work hard for Krishna? If you have to serve devatas, why not serve Krishna directly, where the benefits could be everlasting? Now Krishna says, those who worship me will live with me. But how to worship him now? Next question is, if Krishna's worship can bring us the highest rewards, then how to worship him? Krishna is going to explain in the simplest way in the next few verses. And thus he glorifies the path of bhakti. So that will take up in the next podcast. Thank you so much.